Hello, one viewer. The lucky one.
We are going to be live streaming about audience engagement today, and we thought since we're just going to YouTube, we would live stream on Facebook during the pre-show.
Hi, Ken. How's it going? Oh, I can hear myself now on YouTube. I had to
Okay,
mute
yes, we
my
are
computer.
now streaming on YouTube.
If you will, post a selfie with hashtag PTZOptics. You'll be live on our show. I asked people to do that all day and nobody's been brave enough. Are you brave enough? Yes, Ken, it's Friday! Woohoo! If you haven't already as well, we started a new webpage that we are going to be streaming from here on out if it goes well. PTZOptics.com/show. PTZOptics.com/show. And that's where you're going to be able to chat with us live during the show. So I've disabled the chat on YouTube, and we want to send everyone over to PTZOptics.com/show to watch us and chat with us from there. Today, where do I post it? Ken, you can post it on Facebook or Twitter, right? Facebook or Twitter?
Or Instagram.
Or Instagram? Oh, okay. Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Okay, hashtag PTZOptics, and you'll see it on the show. And if you're not brave enough to do a selfie, maybe send us a picture of your live streaming get up.
Yes, that's what we were thinking.
Yeah.
Anything technology
Yeah, any cool tech you're working with right now. Or I'm trying to look at the camera because we're in the pre-show, see Paul, and do my little Facebook thing. So as long as you have that hashtag PTZOptics, we should be able to find it no matter what platform you choose to post it from. Today we're talking about audience engagement. So on our new webpage, PTZOptics.com/show, I'll say it again. As long as you go to there, if you scroll down, you'll see the poll questions that we have selected for today to test out some audience response systems. So make sure that you do that as well, and you will see your answers anonymously, but you will see them, and that'll be sort of fun. And we have special guests today, the Mompreneur, okay, Vicky Lashenko, and we're going to be talking to her about getting your audience engaged and maybe some branding and growing your following for your live streaming show. In the chat, ooh, looks like people are starting to join us. Ken, come over to our site so you can participate in the chat with us.
So let's see if anyone's in the
All
chat
right.
room.
I'm going to finish up here. I will see you guys on our webpage, PTZOptics.com/show. Don't forget, hashtag PTZOptics to see your picture live today at 2 p.m. Eastern. See you soon, guys. Whatever.
Oh, I'm signed in as you, so I just said Ola.
Yeah.
The buttons are not working below the chat.
Should we delete it or post it? Do you want to just delete it?
Yeah. Okay.
I
By the
don't
way,
think it was like...
did you upload this week's graphics?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Enter this week's live giveaway. It was not. I had to fix that. Thank you, Mike. The freaking joystick that we sent Mike is not working. Yeah, so we have to get him a new one.
That's lame. Are our mics up and on? Can they hear me?
They should be.
Testing, testing. Yeah, looks like I'm green. If you can hear me, everybody on our YouTube channel right now, we have 20 people, scratch that, watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. But we did start a brand new web page where the chat from now on will be. So you're going to want to head over to PTZOptics.com/show. We've given our show its own designated fun page. So head over there and watch us from there if you will, and if you want to participate in the chat or just to watch what everybody else is talking about.
Yeah, let's try this. So.
Oh, apparently our lower third is a spelling issue.
Oh, does it? What is it? Scalable audience engagement.
Live streaming.
Good call.
Thank you, Mike Latta. Appreciate that.
Mike's our executive producer.
Mike is our executive producer. We can't pull this chat box out to another screen. In the upper right-hand corner of the chat box, you should see 2 rectangles. That is the pop-out chat button. So you can, as long as you can find that. Hey, Tom Willis. Hey, Mike Holt. Hey, Rudy. Who else do we have with us? Kyle Gunderman, Ken Richard. Ken, thank you for tuning in to the Facebook Live video we just did. That was kind of fun and impromptu. John, hello. Stuart, hello, Stuart. Thank you for subscribing. Just noticed that.
Yes. He's on the... Actually, I'm going to add one more to this little layout that we have here. Let's see. Okay, I did a new one.
Michael Holt just took a screenshot of you and posted it in the chat. Apparently you can do that with this chat.
Nice.
What else can you do? This is our first time using Chatwing, which is the same platform that I think Tom Sinclair uses. So we're just figuring out the fun stuff you can do with it. Oh my gosh, thank you, Ken, for the selfie. Not only did Ken post a selfie of himself, you brave, brave man, you also posted your live streaming getup. So cool. All right, Rudy says, Tess, we can hear you. Okay, thank you. Perfect.
49.
All right, let's see what else I can do here. It's time for me to play around with this chat. Uh-oh. What did I do? Here we go. Oh, I can change my font. I can change the background color. I can post a picture, an attachment, a video. Let's check out the emojis.
Put that there. 3 tier. Oh no, that's the...
Oh, we can see how many people are in the chat right now. We have 11 people in the chat.
There we go.
Mike is watching the Land Rover event in England as well.
There we go. So that's all of the layouts. Let's see if we have anything through... Oh! Oh, that's from you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll just add it. Tom Eagle is entered to win the giveaway. We'll put Tom in there too.
Guys, make sure you're posting a picture, or just a post with hashtag PTZOptics, and you'll see it live on the show. And Ken, the one that you just sent in the chat, make sure you're posting it somewhere so we can pull it in through our social media platforms that we're going to discuss during the show today.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. That's going to give me a level.
Testing. PTZOptics live.
But that was, you were like screaming though when you did that.
Yeah.
Just talk like normally, like you would in the show.
Normally.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm talking normally,
okay,
as the boss has demanded.
Okay, now I'm talking normally. Thank you for watching the show. All right, yeah, we're good. So that's our social media. So the only thing I haven't done, there's one last thing I need to do, which is my desktop capture.
Stuart says, hi, Paul. Did you send out NAB giveaway joysticks? I do believe that they have been sent.
Well, look, okay, so Stuart? Did Stuart win one?
Yes. He's on my list.
I might not have sent that one out yet. I know we sent out the Magewell. And we sent out one to, yeah, I think we sent to someone else to it.
We gotta do something about this selfie feed. The selfie feed is just like a bunch of pictures of friggin' me and one picture of you.
I know, we need more selfies, people.
I know, we need more selfies. This is embarrassing. Well, there's Yuda's picture from the wedding.
Okay, that's what I need.
Hashtag Paul Tess ZOptics.
Oh, can you, text Vicky, make sure she's joining. We need her to get over here.
Let's see if she emailed me back.
Oh, perfect. There. Pretty good.
I think I told her 1:45, so.
Okay. Then she'll be on her way then. Okay, so this is vMix Social. We'll show that. This is
I don't have her phone number.
System.
Waiting for our lovely guest. Yeah, I don't have her actual phone number.
These are all the live messages.
Tom Willis says, Paul, thanks for the video on using social comments and the free screens. Tess also. That was all Paul. He was in here for a while yesterday.
Bare naked ladies and stick figures.
Recording that video. And you guys are going to be getting to see that whole process in action today. Mike says, was Paul able to fix the lower third? Yes, we did catch that after you let us know, so thank you for that.
Yes, no, thank you for that. The lower third slightly changed today, and I'll pull that in because we have data pulling into the lower third.
Once again, if you're watching from YouTube and wondering where the chat is, we took it away because we have a new chat on a separate website. The website is PTZOptics.com/show. So come on over. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, happy Cinco de Mayo.
Let's play the other song.
Yeah, this song's getting a little old.
It's only 23 seconds too, I think.
It's only 23 seconds.
See the black thing?
What black thing? Oh yeah, that's where Vicky's going to appear.
Oh, huh. Duh.
And then this is the chat room. The chat room's been getting odd. Oh, because the chat room goes a little goofy.
Joe says, how does scroll work? What are you using to do it?
Scroll? Oh, scrolling through the messages?
Oh, the social media messages?
Yeah, I think that's what he's referencing.
Okay. We're going to explain that in today's show.
Yes. It's the live comments we're just scrolling through as opposed to just tallying up. So we're doing two different types. One is we're just tallying up a bunch of different messages.
Ooh, Ken said add the selfie to Twitter. Perfect. If you are doing, sending us a hashtag through the chat, also do so on Twitter, Facebook, or whatever platform you use, and that is actually how we will be able to pull it into the show for today.
Yeah, this song here sounds better. So that means you gotta check vMix Social. Ken added it.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. So let's pull that into here. So this is our layout there. We've got our chat room. There's Ken!
Yay! The countdown won't be blocking that during the show, of course.
And then that's the total live YouTube subscribers that we have. So it actually went up like 2 already. So.
Oh, yay! We've got 2 subscribers since we put that in earlier. I'm liking it.
Right.
Batman is underrated, and if you think otherwise, good thing I cut off there. Love me some Justin and the Apostles. Looking forward to pan, tilt, and zoom-ing a beverage. I don't know what that means. Maybe it got cut off.
Yeah, there's Happy Friday from Aspen, Colorado.
I wonder who that could be. Where is the vMix call?
The vMix call is...
Oh, there it is. Vicky title.
Oh, no, that's this.
Oh.
So that's the number she has to type in.
Getting a little nervous.
I wonder if she's having issues or something. Here, let me chat it to you. You have it. This is the number.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I was going to tell you too is we should set up your confidence monitor. So if you hit, I'm not sure because you're on the Wi-Fi network. That's the problem. The Wi-Fi network's a little different than. We'll have to set that up. Once we redo the networking in this room, we'll be able to connect everything. There's 2 Vicky titles. Only one is working. So get rid of that one. Okay. We've got this layout. We have our...
Tom Willis says, if you're looking for background music, you should get in touch with Scott Whitney, streamer from Vegas. He has... Ooh, jeez. I'm not sure if I could pronounce it. Oh, is it PTZOptics? Guitar Zaphon? Is that what I was supposed to say? Okay, well, he has an album that's supposedly really good, and we will check it out. Scott is streaming right now on his Facebook page. Look at all of that good data.
We have a lot of data. This is the whole point, so that's awesome. Alright, so we're still missing Vicky. That's okay. I'm sure she's coming. The chat room's over here. The only thing I don't like
We sound like a sad date. Like,
yeah.
I'm sure she'll show up every night.
Here's our data on the
Oh, there's my guys.
Oh.
I didn't know you even did that.
That should say margarita.
We've got some fun stuff planned for you guys today.
Yeah. Margarita. Then we've got. Okay, blooper reel. Should we play the blooper reel?
You want to right now? I would stop the music first.
That would kind of ruin the.
Yeah, just wait.
The surprise. Yeah, we have a very funny blooper reel. Oh, Vicky, are you here? I think I see audio.
Yes, I do see audio.
Do you guys hear me?
Yes.
I hear you.
Okay, for some reason, you guys can't see me, huh?
Try refreshing your web browser. That's been I think that's usually what it is.
We have Vicky.
You guys, I'm so sorry I'm so late.
It's okay.
I know my camera's not showing up. And it's a Logitech issue. Hold on.
They will have them.
No, it's weird. Like, it does not. It senses it, and then it just like, oh. Making sense. I don't know why that's happening. Hold on.
Is this that thing with vMix call, you think, where she has to select?
Yeah, it should be in the top right. There's a little camera button in the web browser.
Really? Top right camera?
Like almost in the address bar, like the Windows address bar. Are you using Google Chrome, by the way?
There you go, I see that. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm using Google Chrome, yes. Okay, that should work. But it's not working.
Well, once you select it, just try refreshing your web browser, and then I think it will. I don't know why you just have to refresh.
Okay. I'm so sorry, you guys. I do this all the time. Okay.
There she is. Hi.
There you are.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me. Oh my goodness, such an honor.
Oh, we're happy to have you.
There we go.
There's Vicky, everyone. You're being shown on the pre-show right now.
Oh, thank you so much.
I love your hair. It's so long.
It is a complete disaster. Please forgive me.
I feel you on
I had
that
to pick
one.
my kids, early from school, and it was like a fun evening running around.
Yep. So where are you located exactly?
I'm right near Greenville, South Carolina.
Okay, Greenville, South Carolina. Awesome.
Yeah, and I just recently moved here from Portland, so that's why I don't have the southern accent.
Okay. That makes sense.
But it's so good to finally meet you in person, Tess.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you too. I've been stalking your website and Facebook page a little bit, so I'm happy to meet you.
Sweet. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
It's going to be a fun show. We normally do a little pre-show, and you may or may not be familiar with them. So we're just testing everything and whatnot.
Yes.
We've
Yes,
You know
got-
how
do
that
my-
goes.
Oh yeah. Oh
Our
yeah.
three-person layout.
Fixing
Oh,
all the
cool.
last-minute kinks that do happen.
Here's our.
And you know, that's so good that you guys do that because I'm usually a type of gal who flies by the seat of my pants and like that's
Oops, sorry.
and so just this previous show I didn't make sure that the lower third of my guest was correct and it was
no.
incorrect. It was horrible.
Oh,
But thankfully nobody noticed it and I was able to correct it post production, so it's fine.
great. Perfect. Yeah, it's those little things. We just realized a typo in our lower third not 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So this, I've never ever even heard of vMix. Is this
Really?
something that you guys use or you guys own? How does that work?
It's one of the best live streaming platforms out there by far. But not that many people know about it.
Okay, it was so easy for me to call in. It was like a no-brainer at all. But
Yeah.
how much does it cost? That's what it comes down to for me.
It's they have different levels. Just to take a look at their website. It's
I will.
also, believe it or not, one of the most affordable ones.
Wow.
What do you use?
Wow.
And I'm
I
I'm
use
wasting the questions. I'm probably You use Wirecast?
Wirecast is really good too.
Yes, Wirecast.
Although I bet Wirecast will have the same feature.
Call
in
feature?
In 2 years.
Yeah.
They're not gonna.
2
they're not-
years.
Wouldn't that be
Finish
convenient
it today.
for you?
The thing is, this is so convenient because
Yes.
for my guests, there's a lot of back and forth. Like, okay, first I use Skype. You first had to like literally call it, add
Yep.
the contact. It was such a pain, and then Skype was not working well for it. Where I guess, oh my gosh, are we up?
We're just messing
Let's make
messing
sure I
with
get
stuff.
everything set up properly.
Paul's setting us up.
Paul,
Yeah,
by the
I'm
way,
just-
you were so great at the NAB.
Oh,
Last
thank you.
You were awesome. I watched your interview with Luria.
Oh yeah, that was
Oh
fun.
yeah, that was so fun. I'm like fangirl L'Oreal all the time. So
Oh my goodness, she's amazing.
yeah, I made Paul take a selfie with her when he was there. I was like, you better take a selfie while you're with her.
She's amazing.
Yes. Have you had her on your show?
No, because she's not a mom. But
she's not a mom.
I was on her show last year, which was fun.
You were? I
Yeah.
missed. I'm gonna have to stalk that one out.
We'll see when they did Facebook immersion and they lost all the content, which was so sad.
Oh.
So I'm not there. But maybe I'll join them again because I'll be in Portland again. So
Yeah. That would be awesome. So you just have moms on your show.
yes, I have moms, and sometimes it's so tricky because I do want to invite someone
Right.
who's not a mom, but I feel like sticking to that has really helped me pick guests very easily because when you
Yeah.
have that line that
And it gives you
It's-
one big connection with them, and it's a special
Huge.
one.
because you know, as a mom, like I used to be a podcast junkie hardcore, and I would listen to podcasts, and I always knew like whatever this guy is saying is so doable for him because he doesn't have kids or he doesn't have a family. Even if it's a dad, I feel like it's a little bit of a different dynamic than a mom.
Yeah.
Because the mom still is a caretaker, and so that's why I felt like I really needed to hear from moms.
Right. I like
So.
that. Or we have to save all this good stuff too.
Yeah.
Tess, how many kids do you have?
I have 1 2-year-old.
Oh my goodness, that is so precious.
Yeah.
That is like the sweetest time.
It really
motherhood.
is. He's crazy and wild, but
I
it's a
bet.
lot of fun.
I bet. I feel you, Mama. Just hang on to the sweet moments.
I know. I'm trying to. How old are yours?
They're 8 and 6.
8 and 3?
8 and 6.
Oh, 8 and 6. Oh.
Yes.
Do you have
Time
boys
five.
or
Yeah, they're both boys. So
I
I'm feeling
thought
on the
so.
boy spectrum.
Yeah. One boy for
Make-
me so far. Paul's about to
Yeah.
have another one in like a week from now.
a week or two.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing! Congratulations. So how many
Thank
kids? Do you already have one?
I have one boy now, and we're it's going to be a surprise, so we don't know what we're going to get.
That is so exciting. I'm so excited for you, Paul. Oh my
Thank
goodness.
you.
Yeah, I'm
All right,
excited
guys,
for him too.
8 seconds.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. Zoom out. All right, here we go.
You're watching PTZOptics Live, a 1080p broadcast available exclusively on YouTube Live every Friday, streaming at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Broadcast quality made affordable. Thank you for tuning in.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for watching our show and tuning in here at PTZOptics. We have a very special guest today, and Vicki Lashenko. How are you doing, Vicki?
Hi, Paul. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. We can't wait to hear from you. Vicki has her own show called The Mompreneur, and I think a lot of what she does is going to tie into what we're talking about today. Today's show is all about audience engagement, and as you guys know, we live stream every Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And I just want to let everyone know that we're always donating to charity. So if you hit that like button, you're helping us add one additional dollar to our donation every week. Wanted to quickly look at our schedule. Today is Cinco de Mayo. Happy Friday. Happy Cinco de Mayo. We have some special stuff planned for that.
Yeah, just a little Cinco de Mayo flair.
Next week, we're going to have Daryl Eves, the YouTube star, on our show to talk about how he's using our cameras in his live streaming setup. The following Friday, we'll talk to Bruce Richardson, the CEO of VideoLink. And then the last week, Tess, we still have an open.
We have an opening.
So
We'll
if
have to
you're
work
out
on
there,
that.
we want to have you there. The channel team had a great week at the NAB show. If you're interested in becoming a reseller, you can talk to them. And don't forget about our PTZOptics user group for those users out there. I wanted to start the show off before we get too deep into everything with a blooper reel from the NAB show. Tess spent a lot of time on this, so let's go ahead and
Let's
play
do
it.
it.
That's a good point, Matt. I'm going to go ahead and boop. I'm going to make this number 9. Number 9.
Next year, I think we're going to have 2 microphones. What do you think? Yeah. This whole waiting.
Right, that's not working for us. Yeah, Mike Latta literally just commented 2 handheld mics for next year, Tess. Oh my goodness.
I'm actually scaring people away, but that's all right.
I know you literally are. Michael says, "Is there?"
And then, well, Tess, maybe we should. Whoops. Should
It's going well. How are you?
You killing it over there?
Oh, we're crushing it. I think.
Drop into digital helps max.
Oh.
away from the
Paul.
experience of the churchgoers.
And I know from a personal
So I can see the chat room.
Yeah. It should be live there.
Would you like to be on the live show?
Yeah.
Well,
everyone-
you are
everyone
right
wants to
now.
jump in.
If you take like 2 steps over there, you won't be. There you go. But we are doing a live
Paul's
stream,
just
live
inviting
production
everyone. Why not?
on YouTube Live. He's like, I don't want to be on the live stream. It's like, well, you kind of are.
Uh-oh. The one in your hand, Paul.
Oh my gosh, I've been walking around with.
Mike Latta says, "So cool, I'm in the blooper reel."
Oh my gosh, great job on that, Tess.
Thank you. We had some fun with it. Mostly making fun of ourselves, which is what you so often have to do with live streaming because it can be so unpredictable.
So
Moving on to some social media
Let's
stuff.
not forget your social media.
And now it's time to show a little love for our most recent YouTube subscribers. Take a moment to welcome our latest Facebook user group members. And quickly recap the week with our social media coordinator, Tess Protesto.
Ta-da!
How cool, I have my own special intro. Anyways, you may notice below me is something a little bit different and a little bit new, and kind of what today's all about. We are testing audience response systems. You may or may not know that we have the Streaming Awards coming up. And if you've tuned into our previous shows recently, we've been talking about how can we integrate live polls or polls within 24 hours into our show for that voting process. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And down below is an example of that. Through a Google Sheet, we were able to pull in a data source into our live production. And you're seeing the most recent subscribers of our YouTube channel right down below me. I no longer have to make a file for that. That makes my life a little bit easier. And it's kind of fun. They're just on a rolling feed. Something else we did, you may have noticed the Dos Equis margarita or water question that we had posted on our new webpage. That is shown up above. So that is also live as well. So if somebody were to go on to our webpage right now and type in vote for Dos Equis, that was my vote, you would then see it go to a 5. And we also made these cool little After Effects graphics where the beer tips over. Wow, that happened at the perfect time. Could that be any better? So, along with the YouTube subscribers, on a whole nother data source, we pulled in the amount of subscribers that we do have at this time, which is also down below. And that would increase live as well if somebody were to subscribe right now. Like if you haven't, go subscribe right now. And then we can see that live. And, you know, if you're watching on YouTube, you're probably wondering where the chat is. You see the chat right here. This is our new chat because we are streaming from our webpage now. Well, YouTube as well as our webpage. So our new webpage is www.PTZOptics.com/show. So that's where you are going to be able to chat with us live. So make sure you come over to do that with us there.
Thank you, Tess.
Sure.
So let's get into our regular show now. So we're going to be doing a lot of audience interactions and engagements, and we're going to jump into a quick little demo to show you how it's all done. But we realized that we need some time with Vicky today, and so what I did was I actually just posted a 20-minute video explaining how we're doing everything yesterday. So you can go back if you're looking at trying to figure out how we did all this data pulling, and I'll do a quick little demo, but there's more there than we can really get into. So Vicky, how are you doing today?
Hey, Paul, I'm good. Thank you so much.
Well, let's just
How
jump
are you?
right into it. Who is the Mompreneur, and tell us a little bit about your show.
So the Mompreneur Show is a show that interviews mom entrepreneurs who are a step or two in front of me. So that is the reason that I started the show, is because I wanted to learn from mom entrepreneurs who were already successful, who already had full-time businesses, as well as a great family and life balance. And that was my ideal, because I did not want to grow the successful business, become the speaker and author, and now in today's case, a live streaming pro, and then to lose my family or to get a divorce. And that's not what I wanted. And I kept seeing it all around me, and I was like, no, I have to find a way. I have to find support. I have to find encouragement from others to grow not only in my business, but to also grow within my family, in my mindset, and just how I live life.
So, and you've been live streaming, and that's where I kind of wanted to segue. So that seems amazing that you've been able to kind of find that place in the entire world to do that. But how is live streaming as an outlet? Has that been able to help you like reach your audience? And of course, we want to talk about engagement as
Yeah,
well.
Certainly. Why live streaming, I wonder?
That is such a good question, Tess, because for me, I did not only just jump the boat because it was all of a sudden possible. That was a great opportunity, but for me, I had to create content in some way, some form or another. And, content could be blog posts, could be videos, could be live streaming, could be anything, in that area. But writing blog posts for me was such a pain. That is not my strength.
I feel ya.
And so I try to focus on what my strength is. And my strength is communication. I love talking with people. And so I thought, why not marry my strength with this live streaming opportunity? But I did not start with Facebook Live with this robust system like Wirecast, what I use. I started off on Blab, and Blab really gave me a really nice push into live streaming. And I started in January of 2016, and that was when Blab was already very well established. But then being in the live streaming community, I started hearing rumors about Blab soon to be disappearing. And that got me really worried because I know that things like that, they shut down in one day and that's it. So I started thinking and planning ahead. Okay, what can I do? What are my options? How can I keep this show going, the live show, but without Blab? And that's around the same time when Facebook Live came out, which was in about May 2016. And I was like, okay, I'm jumping ship. And I think I had Wirecast for 3 days before my next scheduled live video. And Blab was still around, but I'm like, you know what? It's now or never. And so that's when I made the jump right before Blab probably closes doors at the end of May, maybe beginning of June. But I was already head in first with using the Wirecast system for Facebook Live. And, you know, live streaming brings me so much joy because it's my kind of medium. And so I encourage our live listeners is to really think about, are you the video type of person? Like, do you enjoy video? Does it light you up? Does it get you motivated, get you excited? Because it does for me. And I'm so happy to have found this medium. I'm so happy that there's an alternative to blogging. And so that is the reason I started live streaming.
Paul's the good blogger here.
Paul,
and I think you're totally right. And one of the main things that I wrote in the lower third here is not only is live streaming exciting and fun, and there's all this energy, but it's extremely scalable, right? And video conferencing, like you can have a video conference with 20 people, or maybe 50, or maybe 100, but there's no way you can have it with 1 million people. And kind of the scalability part and the excitement part is all great, but I think the power of it is really the engagement with the audience. And I wanted to ask you, how have you been using engagement with your audience? Are you like Tess every day is looking in the chat room, making sure she's asking me questions?
Yeah, how do you make that connection?
How has that been for you?
So to increase engagement, I think it's important to talk to people. So I love that you guys have the pre-show and you guys are doing something very similar like I am, or I'm doing something similar like you guys, is really calling people out, calling out their names and saying, and looking straight into the camera and saying, name, I am so happy to have you here. And sometimes, so funny, some moms have a shared account with their husband. So it would say like a husband's name and then their name and then the last name.
Paul does.
I do.
I think that's so awesome. And I always like, it's so, I know that people do that. And so I make sure to call out by their actual name, not their husband's name. And people really, really appreciate that. And they're in the comments asking questions. And I make sure to say thank you or say something like, oh, that was such a good question. Thank you so much. And also, towards the end, when I'm done with the show, I said goodbye. I try, and I have not done this last show, but I try and make a priority to reach out to the people who watch the show personally.
Really?
In a message. Yes. Okay.
That's
So
I have not tried or heard of.
Tess?
That's an interesting idea.
It's incredible. Especially, I'm not this Facebook Live star that has a gazillion of live viewers. Like, my viewers are, I get maybe anywhere from, I would say 12 to 35, I think was like the most I had on the show, live viewers. And that's not a ton, but I really, really try and be very personal with these people, with these mamas. And so I message them and say, hey, mama, even if it's like a copy and paste message, like it doesn't have to be super, like you don't have to personally write every single message. But generally, you can write a message, copy and paste it, and add their name into it. And they really appreciate it. And you know how that quote goes, it's not how, okay, so I don't know if you guys remember this quote, but people will forget what you did. People might even forget what you say, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And so making people feel heard, making people feel loved and heard and encouraged, and they have that energy. They feel that energy. And so they come back time after time after time. And so funny because sometimes I get messages that says, I'm so sorry I wasn't able to come join you live today. I will try really hard to come next time, but I am watching the replay right now.
It seems like you're sorry.
Go ahead.
I was saying it seems like the viewers that you have a really strong relationship with them from that connection that you do make. And that's really
absolutely
important.
And you know, that relationship doesn't have to stay on Facebook Live and only with your show. I also have an Instagram account where I talk with the mamas too, and I do stories. And every time during the pickup, when I pick up my kids, there's a long pickup line. I usually stay there probably for 10 minutes. And I take out my phone and I do stories and I chat with mamas. And they have just like this talking with them on a regular basis has really helped develop a relationship.
I'm like, we would have a lot to talk about because that, aspect, that connection through motherhood is a huge deal commitment. It's somebody's whole life. So It's actually a really great pitch on your end, and I commend you for that.
Oh, thank you, Tess. Thank you so much.
I wonder, Paul, would Vicky be able to do like the data sourcing on Wirecast like we did through vMix?
There is a way, actually, and why don't I go ahead and jump into just a quick demonstration, because again, I posted a 20-minute video on how to do this because it's not that complicated, but I think this is what I wanted to show people, to take things beyond just the chat room and start polling your viewers, learning from them. And Vicky actually asked a custom question. So here's a list of most of the polls of what we're doing live right now.
And they are functioning right now.
They're all working, pretty much. In the top left, you're seeing social media. So that's an Instagram picture, and we've asked people to do hashtag PTZOptics. And Tess, I think, is that from your Instagram? Or is
that's my personal account.
That's Tess's personal Instagram. This is from Ken Richter. That's from Ken Richter. Thank you so much, Ken. And we're just asking people to post pictures, and we're pulling them in live into the show. So that's really fun. Below
that
us
is amazing.
Here, I know.
Isn't that cool?
For someone like you, it could really help. And like you said, making people feel like they're part of the show. And
building that community around your brand is so important.
So we've got that going. We've got our YouTube subscribers going. These are our latest YouTube subscribers, and that's a live feed, so I'll show you guys how to do that. Below, we're just asking for random comments, and that's people are saying hello from where they're joining from, et cetera, et cetera. On the top right, we have our favorite streaming apps, so that was one of our polls, and we'll show all of that. And then
Wu-Tang Clan.
In the bottom right, we have everyone telling us what their favorite 80s, 90s, and bands are today. So you can see someone said Minuteman, Cool Keith, Oasis.
I see Oasis. The Chainsmokers.
That's a good
no,
band.
I think that was Sean O'Connor.
Oh. Yeah, we asked people in our office to,
we
help
did.
out a little bit.
Transparency, that's what it's all about, I guess.
So now I'm going to go ahead and jump into showing you how to do this. So let me pull this up. So I've got a little PowerPoint. It's just going to take a moment because I did a whole video on this, but we've got a free download where you can download some of the titles, because it does come down to creating custom titles to display the data once you have the data. So, and some of the most engaging live streams are the ones that engage their audience. And I've seen like some of the gamers are really good at this. Like as soon as somebody donates on a super chat or something, they pull them in really well. So first you want to think about is what usable data can you find? Can you pull in your social media statistics? Can you pull in comments or do custom polls or whatever you want to do. Then you can create custom titles, which we're going to give you some startup free download titles. Integrating with social media is probably the best one. And Wirecast does that. vMix does that. Everyone does that. So if you're not doing that today, it's probably built into the software that you have and you're just not doing it. Live voting, live polling, we're showing that off today. And then there's even extra services that you can use to pull in additional data that we'll look at. And I hope this isn't boring, so I'm going to go as quickly as I can here. Social media networks, best place to go. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, pull that data, bring it in. That helps your social media in general. vMix has a built-in title tool that we used, but you can also use New Blue Titler FX, which is included with Wirecast, that allows you to bring in a lot of this data.
New
and make
Blue
really cool
Titler
Titler.
FX. That's sort of their version of it?
That's their version of it. Today, I'm going to show a quick demo. Basically, we're using Google Forms, which populate Google Sheets, which we pull that data into. So really quickly, I'm just going to show you the form. So we've got this form here, Cinco de Mayo audience form. You can build a form in Google, and we asked everybody, hey, what's your would you rather drink a margarita or Dos Equis? And we asked a couple questions in a poll. So once you create that Google form, it's populated into a Google Sheet, and then you can take that data, integrate it into your live show as we showed, and now we can start displaying it. So that's where I'm going to kind of leave it because I don't want it to be too boring. We've already hit our 20-minute mark. So I guess what we're going to do is
We've got the lightning round. I'm just thinking that now.
We've got to do the lightning round.
We have to do the lightning round with Vicky.
Vicky, we forgot to take you into the lightning round.
We're going to take you in the lightning round.
I'm such a bad.
Oh, be ready. Everybody is bad at
Here we
this,
go.
so don't worry.
I can't believe we forgot that.
Somebody told us in the chat.
Oh. Thank goodness we engaged.
I think it was Tom Willis.
Okay, Vicky, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Who do you take it?
Okay, favorite movie. I'm probably going out of order.
I don't have a favorite movie. I know, but I was gonna say that my recent favorite that I recently watched was called No Place on Earth, and it's based on a true story. It's so good.
I have to check that out then.
What's your favorite candy?
Starburst, although I don't eat candy very much anymore.
Good for you. What's another one we have? Talking or texting?
Definitely texting.
Texting, yeah. Android or iPhone? Oh, I stole it from you, Paul.
iPhone.
If you could go back into history to just be a ghost and watch 24 hours of history unfold anywhere, anytime, where would you go?
So I thought about this question. You guys sent it to me previously, which I really appreciate. But I'm going to try not to make this long. But this is, I hope that you guys will understand this, but I'm so fascinated by the history of the World War II, the Nazis, which is heartbreaking. I know the movie No Place on Earth was about that in Ukraine, where people were hiding from the Nazis who were Jewish. And for me, it hurts. Like, I should not watch it because it stresses me out, but it's absolutely inspiring me to treasure every moment that I have. And I would probably go there and watch that unfold and watch all these brave men and women stand up for their own lives and for the lives of their loved ones.
Great.
Amazing. All right, well, I'm going to roll the credits. Everyone stick around. We're going to get a chance to finally ask Vicky some questions about audience engagement and her show.
And that's all, folks. We appreciate your participation in the chat room and can't wait to host our next informative Q&A session. Your questions drive the conversation forward for live streaming professionals around the world. Until next time, happy streaming!
Okay, so it's time to hang out with our audience and take your questions, everybody. I hope you guys, what does everyone think about this new chat room that we have that Tess designed? Pretty cool.
Everybody's still figuring it out. I'm getting some questions. Where's the polls? How do I find this page? So I want to make sure that we're really clear with that on our website and whatnot. But we have chatters. We do have chatters. We had 25 people in the chat and around 60 people watching on YouTube. I hope that everybody that's on YouTube will come join us in the chat because we love talking with you. If we're not too boring. Our audience definitely isn't. They do most of the talking.
So the giveaway here, as you guys can see, is counting down 3, 2, 1. So we'll go ahead and run the giveaway
Video.
Can you turn that back on? Sorry.
Oh,
The television
technical
turned off.
difficulty.
And I cannot see the chat because it's so teeny on my screen, but I guess Tess can read it when she gets a chance. But I wanted to ask you, Vicky, so how long have you been live streaming?
So I started on Blab in 2016, and so just almost a year and a half now, and streaming on Facebook using Wirecast since May of last year. So a year, almost a year, like literally like a week away from a year.
You know, I remember when we used to do our live show and we would get like 5 people or like 10 or, you know, like 20 was like amazing. And now it's a little bit more than that. It's not that much more, but you just have to do it on a consistent basis and grow your audience. And
Yeah, consistency is key. And can I just jump in really quick? There was a question, a comment from Mike that was really good. I really, really appreciated it. He said, I think appealing to women is based on feel. Men are different. And I have no idea because obviously I'm not a man, but Mike, speaking from yourself, I think that makes so much sense because men are completely different. I mean, being married to a man, sometimes I'm like all feely and let's talk about this. And he's more like, it's so different. I completely agree.
And I'm too.
Yeah, and I'm so curious. Like, Mike, you brought such a good point. Like, how do you keep your male audience engaged? How do you keep them coming back? So I think that's a really good question that I cannot answer.
Yeah. Vicky, I love that you yourself brought up someone from our chat. That doesn't happen often.
Oh.
I like it. Maybe we should invite our guests to do that more often. You're obviously paying attention to it, and that's awesome.
Thank you.
What was I going
the
to
winner.
get into?
The winner of the live show is Jacob LaFontaine. And if you're there, you have to be watching live. Jacob's from Montana, Bozeman, Montana. And just tell us you're here in the chat room.
Yeah, and I need to say this one more time. You have to claim the prize through the chat. So Jacob, if you're watching from YouTube, make sure that you come over to ptzoptics.com/show. Join into the chat. We'll give you a couple minutes here and, say you're here. You can join in through Facebook or Google, your email. You can join in through and a number of different ways. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out this new chat system myself. In vMix, Rudy says, in vMix, you can use vMix Social if necessary, combined with data sources. That's exactly what we're doing today. We started using vMix Social last week, had a lot of fun with it during NAB, and that sort of got us thinking on, okay, what are some other ways that we can expand on this idea?
Let's show it to Vicky because I know Wirecast has something like that.
I would love to see.
But let's just show this off. So basically what it does is you have a little thing here that allows you to integrate with Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And what you can do is, like, for example, on Twitter, what is your Twitter name?
It's Vicky Lashenko, VICKY, and then LASHENKO.
Okay, so if we were to hit that, we could search your homepage. Oh, darn it. All right, we'll just search for Vicky Lashenko. And what'll happen is, see the little Twitter bird there, it takes a second, and then it'll search for all of your tweets. And so it just found 4 of them. And what you can do is, so they're not going to show up automatically unless you set it up that way, but what we can do is we can go ahead and add it to our queue.
Oh, there's Vicky.
And
add it.
We can go ahead, if we add you to our queue, then let's see here. Then you basically become part of that like roulette. So if we look at our queue here, we've got, these are all the tweets that we've searched out and added to our queue that can now be integrated into our live show.
I love that. And yes, you're right. Wirecast does have this feature, but it's only with Twitter. And I wish that it was with Facebook because like most of my audience are not on Twitter.
I know not that many people are on Twitter anymore.
Yeah, I see this transition going over.
Yeah, Twitter is great for connecting with editors and I mean, Twitter is news anchors. I mean, Twitter is still really great because I was thinking like, oh, I should just leave Twitter because all my people are on Facebook. But I think that benefits of Twitter are extreme if you know how to use it, obviously. And I've made some amazing friends on Twitter. So I think don't discount Twitter so much. Also, I have to say this, you guys. I'm so sorry to like jump in really quick, but Twitter. Okay, so you know how some people forget that your show is live, like genuinely forget. They're doing their stuff. Like my mom's, they're doing laundry, they're feeding their kids, whatever. They forget very easily, like I do. Like I forget so many times when Loria's show is on the live streaming pros,
and then
because
you're like, darn it.
I just. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was there live. I want to ask questions. Anyway, so I shared my concern in their Facebook group, and my assistant, she's Ashlyn, she works with me sometimes on like show notes and stuff, and she shared such a great tip. So Twitter has this really cool option where you could follow someone's tweets. You can get somebody's tweets in your text, which is amazing. So you can text 40404, so that's like 4044. To so text it to that number 4044 and write the text follow and then the username Mompreneur Show, for example. I went to Twitter and I created a new handle that's only called Mompreneur Show, and so whenever I tweet, they will get a text automatically into their text, like into their phone.
I didn't know that.
And I'm like, I used to pay for a texting service and they're not very reliable. I literally got kicked out of my Google Voice account because I would send text messages to remind people because as a mom, I know this is effective. And I had like 40 people on the list and people that gave me permission. But when she told me about this amazing thing is that they will get notification every time I tweet. So that's the reason I opened a new Twitter account. So I only tweet when we're live.
When you're live.
So
great idea.
Yeah. So next Monday will be my first Monday when I tweet and I'll say, hey mama, we're live on with so-and-so talking about whatever, and then a link to the Facebook live video. So I'm really excited for that. And I just really want to share that with you because people genuinely forget and they do want to be reminded. And if they take the step to get notified, you won't even know. They don't even have to have a Twitter account, which is so awesome for my mamas. And you'll just be notified every time the account tweets. So I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely going to take that tip into mine, if only for my personal use, because I have some shows that I would be bothered because I do forget exactly what you're saying. I like to have them in the background while I'm working on whatever I am at my desk, and I'm disappointed if I miss them, and that's a really great and clever way to figure out a way to get yourself notified of that, and I love that. We had a question in the chat, Paul. Well, Tom said he has a suggestion. When you go to the full screen, the need help chat us here is positioned over the full page reset. Can you move it to the left a little? Do you know what he's talking about? Because I can't picture. Is it the chat?
I'm not sure. And you know what I just realized though is we forgot to play the giveaway video. Always forgetting.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No.
I'm so sorry.
No. It's not your fault. No,
this was earlier. Something. And we always forget the giveaway video. I don't know what's wrong with us.
I still have my NAB badge.
Should we throw it out? No.
Oh yeah,
Paul's so proud of his NAB experience. He's been wearing it every day. He sleeps in it. I'm kidding.
I sleep with it.
You do not sleep with it. It's a nice token.
Yeah.
Lucky VMix to be on the lanyard this year.
VMix was on the lanyard this year.
They were on the lanyard for the NAB show, which everybody got a lanyard, I assume, that came in. I thought that was pretty cool for them. That's awesome.
So, we did a pretty good job, I think, of explaining everything. There's a 20-minute video that really digs into how to use all of this. And I wrote a little article about it too. But I think the biggest thing for like brands is the scalability. like for people like us, Vicky at Tess, we have a smaller show, and it's great to have a reason to reach out to people and have this exciting show, and it's live, and we can interact and do a lot of engagement. But what interests me is for like the larger brands or like Nike or like Disney or something, to be able to integrate live data from potentially hundreds of thousands of people and get this like live votes and tweets. And Facebook actually has Facebook Live reactions. I don't know if you've ever used that before. We have some video tutorials on it.
This is perfect for Vicky because she solely streams on Facebook.
If you just use Facebook, it's perfect for you. Basically, especially for moms.
Let me send you the link.
Please
I'll send
explain
you
how that works.
It's a website.
So Facebook Live Reactions is basically Facebook has its own API, which allows you to take note of how many emojis are used. So basically, if you could say to your audience, "Hey, everybody, we'd like to know if you like for a mom thing." I'm probably gonna ruin this, but for a mom joke or not a joke, but a poll, it could be, are you a stay-at-home mom or are you a mom that works at home? Or works at the office, and hit the love button if you're a stay-at-home mom, and hit the like button if you are working from at the office, let's say. And then it'll actually show live how many likes and how many loves have been, like literally it'll just show like, oh, there's 200 likes and there's 100 loves. And so it'll just show live the data on your screen, and that's like the topic of your conversation. And we did a bunch of them, and they were really great. But the thing that I like about what we're doing here is it's completely platform independent. So, and a lot of larger brands today are live streaming to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Periscope or another one. And you can't do a poll where just the people from Facebook are only allowed to, because that clearly wouldn't work. So our system is actually independent.
Yeah. But that website is also extremely user-friendly. It's like press a button if you want the happy face. Press a button,
Live
we should get
So what
live
is
reaction.
Let me show you what this looks like.
I can email it to you later, Vicky, so you can, get it right there. I will put it in the chat.
Livereactionspoll.com, and basically you can do a whole bunch of stuff. Shout out box. The other cool thing is shout out boxes, which I know Wirecast has, but basically, like as people comment, it shows up on the screen as well.
I love that.
It's a great way to get feedback from your audience, and we got a fantastic comment in the chat. If I scroll up a little bit, Michael Holt says, houses of worship are now getting into live streaming, as we know. The last couple I worked with refused to assign someone to watch the live stream and chat comments. They only wanted to use Facebook strictly as a CDN. How important do you think it is to moderate your chat in your live streams? What's your take on that, Vicky?
I think it's very important as a churchgoer and a live streamer, house of worship watcher, because we recently moved from Portland, Oregon to South Carolina, and I miss my home church so much. And thankfully they have live streaming. And oftentimes I see a speaker, speaking, or someone singing, and I have no idea who it is. And, they show the lower third and then it goes out, but like I joined in afterwards and I'm like, who is this person? And I don't get any reply. So I would love, and like clarification, like, okay, what was the book he's reading from? Like what chapter, or I missed it, that would be so good. And of course the chat moderator has to be literally in chat as well as in the service. That might be a little difficult, but I really think that's important for sure.
Yeah, you had a great point in saying just if they had a quick question, not even to build an audience community, just for basic needs. Could you repeat who that was speaking? I think you'd at least need to have somebody there for that. And it would be also a nice way that maybe if somebody else from your hometown was in the chat, you could kind of be like, hey, communicate with that group of people and whatnot.
Yeah, my wife is from St. Louis, and she moved out here to Philadelphia to live with me, and her church doesn't stream. And
you got to set them up.
I know. I have to help them because they're so far away, but I'm going to go and help them on the holidays because my wife wants to see, and we're trying to find a church here, but we keep switching.
It's not the same, and
she wants to be still connected to her home church, and I don't blame her, but they don't stream, so it's one of those things where.
Tom Willis says, without watching the chat, you may miss someone who needs spiritual help. You never know.
Oh, good point.
It's true. I have seen really deep questions like, could you please clarify? I don't understand this. And I think it's important that, I mean, even maybe have like a pastor who does the chat.
Right.
I think that would be great because some people are asking really deep questions that maybe a young high schooler won't be able to answer.
Right. Matthew Bigwood says that he himself is actually the chat moderator in his church's live stream. So there you go. We have someone who takes that role, whether it's a volunteer or maybe it would be great if it was an official that has some sort of, I don't know, maybe the youth group leader. That would be a good type of role. I mean, depending on the denomination.
That was a very good question or comment about the churches. I'm not sure who that was.
Mike Holt says, unfortunately, one church had a stalker that was trying to destroy everything. And that happens when you're putting yourself out there live. You have to deal with some trolls, some negative people.
Let's talk about that just for a moment here, because there are some ways to try to protect, like if you're in a public chat room, and you're, especially for a house of worship, there are what's called blacklist, like word blacklists. So you can actually, and you don't even want to spend your time creating, like thinking of all the words.
All the bad words.
You can just download a list on the web, on the
You
internet.
could look one. Yeah, we have done it.
We downloaded one, and it was like 500 words that I'll never repeat again. You just copy and paste them into the blacklist area of your chat room, and then those words will not be shown. The other thing you can do, and again, I'm really a fan of YouTube, and I think I might still want to kind of go back to the YouTube platform, and I like the chat room there personally. But you can actually block an entire user. So if that person is just continually, not being productive or positive, you can just be like, right click as the moderator, block them from your channel.
See ya.
So
that is a benefit. I wonder, does Facebook that you know of, Vicky, have any option like that?
Not. I think you could have, because I know that watching comments, you could like report as spam.
Okay.
But as far as the prevalence of spam comments is practically unheard of. I've never heard or seen any spam comments on Facebook Live. Now, Periscope has a ton. Blab used to have a ton. So like it depends on the platform. And so I understand why YouTube would have them, because it's a very established network. There are people who are trolling around, wasting their days away. But I did not feel that it's the case on Facebook.
That's good.
That's
and
interesting.
The numbers
to hear
actually
too.
show that Twitter and Periscope, the numbers are just going down. Whereas Facebook is skyrocketing and YouTube is, still on the up and up. But yeah, Twitter, they're trying really hard, but as a whole, the entire platform has been kind of on the decline. And even though they were early with Periscope, the numbers that just came out recently.
Once Facebook and YouTube hopped on.
Yeah, Facebook and YouTube are just basically taking the entire market.
Well, and Facebook and YouTube are pushing live streaming, so people are going there because they're getting more views, maybe. I'm not sure why this is happening.
And that breaks my heart because Biz Stone, the co-founder of Twitter, he is such a nice man. He is so kind-hearted. I remember, I don't know, I think it's still live. He created his new, it was like a new project that he was working on called Jelly. I'm pretty sure it's still active, but you can ask any question anonymously and people answer right away. So it's like a community of almost like Yahoo Answers, but you can post photos and like, what kind of plant is this? Or like, I've been really active when it just came out and it was a lot of fun. But
if your kid has a strange rash, what is this?
Although I don't think there's a huge community of moms out there, but there are like tech geeks, a lot of not that it's a bad thing. I love it.
That's us.
Like a lot of really great questions about, like, you can even do research on it. Like, what are people asking about Wirecast? What are people asking about live streaming? So that's a really good way to get yourself into
Vicky's
there.
question too.
But anyway, he would reply personally And Biz Stone would actually reply personally to people. And that was like the sweetest thing. And I remember I was like, whoa, what kind of founder? Like, I mean, he's probably like a millionaire, like answers questions on his new little project. Like he can hire an assistant to do that. And he's like, oh no, I really enjoy this. And I was just like blown away. Anyway, so that kind of breaks my heart because his thing is not going so well.
Twitter's definitely still alive, breathing in full throttle. It might just be more of the live streaming community there. I think that we're kind of referring to. And Instagram too is live now, but on my personal Instagram and Facebook accounts, when I was at the beach, I was live streaming just silly on the porch with my husband and son. And I noticed I did them back to back. I got no viewers on Instagram. Embarrassing. But then when I went to Facebook, I had a few. I had like 5 or something. But I thought it was interesting because they both said, we're busy building an audience for you. Instagram couldn't find anyone for me. Maybe this is just a horrible look on me. Nobody likes me.
That's very interesting. Yeah. I think people turn off a lot of their notifications. Like for me, I have my Instagram notifications off, and Facebook, a lot of people I feel like can be on Facebook kind of behind the scenes, and they get a little notification that says that you're live. So, but that's really, really interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard about that too. And the problem with trying to build an audience on a social media network is you never know when they're going to change. Like, you had the experience, Vicky, with Blab. I was playing around with Blab too, and a lot of people loved it, and it just disappeared. Now, Facebook's not going to disappear. YouTube's not going to disappear. But, it's really difficult to build an audience on social media platform where they could change the algorithm, change the notification settings, and then all these people that used to get your notifications are now somehow not getting them, or it's just something's changing. So the best thing to do really is to build an email list and make sure that you have a high valued email that's going out. Tess does a really good job with our emails that we send out. And sadly, you do need to do blogging and all the other stuff besides just going live to build that audience. And it clearly has to do with a lot of bringing out value. Like with this show today, anyone who wants can download like 20 titles for live streaming that we already created. And in order to download them, you just have to fill out a form. And then, therefore, by filling out that form, guys, if you didn't know, you're going to get an email about our next show. So we've got literally like 20,000 people in our email list. We don't email them all out of respect. That's like a whole nother topic.
Yes, and I'm on Vicky's email list now.
Really?
So I've been able to see some of your Mompreneur emails.
Oh,
it's fun.
Thank you.
They don't
Thank
seem,
you so much.
Yeah, you're doing a good job with them. I'm trying to learn from some of the email stars. Like Loria's really good at hers, and Amy.
Loria so good.
Yeah,
her
Amy
emails.
Schmouter. I can never pronounce her last name. She's got kick butt emails too. And we use
really
that
great
as a
to
really
watch.
important way to reach.
For sure. Email is key.
Rudy says need to promote your live stream beforehand, no matter what platform. Heck yeah. Very true for us. We need to do Vicky's question and reselect a winner because Jacob never
oh my gosh, we have
appeared for us.
Okay, so we'll draw a new winner, and we'll do Vicky's question, and then we'll pretty much roll the credits unless there's any burning questions out there that we can answer.
Looking into that.
Okay, so pull another winner. Oh, I already closed it. We use Gleam.io, and this has been a really big draw for having people show up and watch the show and everything, because you have to be watching live in order to win.
So if you give away free stuff, they will come.
They will come.
So sad.
I've noticed that because
Tell
I
us.
often give away free stuff at the end of the show. And
Tom.
Yeah, for us, it was very interesting to get all that set up because we were able to bring on a lot of our live streaming partners to help. I'll go to my full screen here. I haven't done this one yet. We could bring in a lot of our live streaming partners to
Tom's
say, hey,
new background.
would you like to give a camera away, or would you like to give this thing away, or a Wirecast license? Wirecast gave away a Wirecast gear, which is a $5,000.
Corey
Amazing.
Sanders just asked, do we think that XSplit or Wirecast is better?
I would give it to Wirecast on that one. Wirecast, I think, is better than XSplit. I do not like products that make you first of all, XSplit is only Windows.
Okay.
vMix
Wirecast can be on Mac. Do you have a Mac, Vicky?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
so you would have to have a PC for vMix.
Yeah, if you're using Mac and that's the way you want to go, then Wirecast is probably the best software that there is.
Oh, that's so interesting. So vMix is only for PC?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad. Because my husband, I had really big issues with Wirecast for the longest time. I'm not even kidding. I think it was like up until recently that I finally figured it out. But the issues with the CPU. The issues with do you see how non-tech I am? The issues with the CPU are horrible with Wirecast, and so there was a lot of lag in a lot of my shows. There was a lot of issues like that, and my husband always told me, "Babe, you should just switch to a PC and just work on a PC because it will be a lot better." And I was like, "No, Apple is better. I love Apple." Anyway, but that's really interesting that
we're PC freaks over here.
Yeah,
that's
like
awesome.
I have a Mac at home, but I don't live stream from home yet.
There's so many. I was a Mac person too, but I think it is true that Windows is much faster, and the hardware is much more customizable.
Yeah. This kind of relates to Vicky's question.
Yes, and Vicky's question. Let's not forget.
Vicky's question. We forced her to send us a question.
So, Vicky, we got a bunch of responses. The question was a good question for our audience and our show.
It was.
But, so basically, what you said, what is your favorite streaming platform?
And what are your biggest struggles within there? Or what is your,
And it looks like most, can you see the answers there?
Yes.
XSplit, OBS. Wow, we've gotten a variation. I'm surprised, especially with our audience. Wirecast. I have yet to see vMix, which is very interesting.
I'm curious, do you have a
Live
way to show numbers? Like how many use Wirecast versus the new tech or the others?
Yes, that's a good question, and I'll answer that.
We could have done that if we had gave them options.
So it all has to do with how you handle the Google Sheets and the Google Forms.
We can send her personally the data, though.
Yeah, we can
for
send
your
you the
own
data
personal
if you're
use.
interested. It's not like top secret or anything, but cause it's all anonymous too. And you can so you can have it be not anonymous, you can have it be anonymous, but it all has to do with kind of like, and it's kind of boring, but like Excel/Google Sheets data management. So if we're just asking an open-ended question, like kind of like what you did, because you said, what's your favorite streaming platform and what's your most struggle? So I decided to just ask for a paragraph.
Yes,
and
you're right.
Inside that paragraph, technically, going to get a little techie here, but you can do an Excel search for count if, and you can have it go through all the cells and say count if Wirecast is in that cell. And so you could count all the cells and all the ones that say Wirecast, and you can say, oh, there's 28 people using Wirecast. And then count if live stream, and then, oh, there's 8. Now that's not the best way. The best way would probably be to use like multiple choice, so they can only select one. And then you can do like averages. Like that's how we did actually both of these. I'll show it here. Actually got a little, let me just move this over. So on this here, see this one over here, we did the one that says streaming apps. So there was 181 votes for YouTube, but it was 1 out of 5. So divide that by 5, and that's how many actual people there were. And there was a 4.7 average. So what I did was I took all the data and averaged it, and then I did a total for each.
Wow.
So it just kind of ends up being like work in Google. But once you get that data, you can go ahead and integrate it into your live show, which is what this show is all about.
That's amazing, Paul. Thank you so much for sharing that. Like, I came and I learned so much from you two. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much for joining. We'd probably love to have you again sometime. I think you did get nominated for the Streaming Awards, by the way. I saw a nomination come in.
Can you explain to me what that is?
We just started it.
Yeah, we
That
just
is so
started.
awesome.
Let's just go ahead. Let me just. I guess I'll just show it to you.
Yeah, we'll just play the clip for you.
I'll just play the clip, and I hope there's audio with this.
Introduce.
Okay, yes,
Yep.
this is it. Okay.
Okay.
I'll just play the clip, and then we'll roll the credits. But you did get nominated for Best Female Host.
Introducing the first annual 2017 Streaming Awards. Now accepting nominations for several video production categories, including Best Show, Best Host, Best Co-Host, Best Producer, and much, much more. The 2017 Streaming Awards will air the last Friday in June. Visit www.streamingawards.com to nominate your favorite online live streaming show. Prizes include PTZOptics second generation live streaming cameras, video production software, and much, much more.
So hopefully you'll
Wow. That is so fancy. I love it. It's like almost like the
Yeah.
Golden Globe.
That's what we were going for.
That's gonna be. We like to do
That'll be
these
fun.
like kind of like fun, like different shows. Like we do a black and white show called The History of Live Streaming, and we're actually releasing a retro 80s themed show. It's gonna kind of look like this a little bit. And this one's gonna be the Streaming Awards, and the whole.
In essence, Paul has crazy ideas that most of the time pan out successfully. Most of the time.
That's awesome. It's interesting. I have a friend and mentor. His name is Andrew Locke, and he has a show called Help My Business, but it's not a live show. And he's the one that really helped me come up with the strategy for Mompreneur Show. But he really insisted on me having show segments, kind of like what you guys have, which is so awesome. But I haven't been getting my creative juices flowing enough to create those kind of segments, because you guys have like the lightning round, and then you guys have another one in the beginning. So like these segments are so awesome, and I think that it's something that I need to look into to create something for my audience. Is like either like you said, our newest YouTube subscribers. That was so cool, because you're like giving a shout out to your community, and I really like that. Is one of the biggest lessons I'm learning from you guys. That's awesome.
Great. And I think what's so cool about the live streaming community itself, it seems like everybody is so willing to share their sort of tips and tricks with one another, and it's a fun place to be. Everybody's collaborating, everybody's being on each other's shows, and it's just a lot of fun.
I love that. It's a pleasure to be a part of this community.
Yeah, and I commend you for growing your following so fast, because I did notice that you said that you've only been streaming for just over a year. Yeah, and you have just about as many YouTube subscribers as we do, so you must be doing it right.
Okay.
So keep doing what you're doing.
No, hold on one sec. It looks so good on the outside, and I just want to say to you and to the audience watching, it looks glamorous. People often like moms are like, they're like, oh my goodness, you replied to me, and I'm just like, I'm just like you. I'm just because I have the show, just because I have the subscribers doesn't like literally doesn't mean anything. And referring to the subscribers, I had my YouTube channel. It used to be called Small Business Gal. That was my previous gig, and so that's how I grew my subscribers, by doing a whole bunch of tutorials, video tutorials, and that's how I grew my audience at first. I created a separate account for Mompreneur Show, separate YouTube. But then I was like, why did I do that if I could just change the name on YouTube and just put my videos on top of each other? And here's the thing. I thought you cannot change your custom URL for YouTube. But I did some research and I found this YouTube video that says you can actually email them and request it. And I literally did that. And they got back to me within, I think, a day or two. And they said, hey, Vicky, so this, but you have to make sure, like, I want to change it. I want it changed to this name. And so they sent me an email, click on this link and you're good to go. So I clicked on it and then it said, change your YouTube URL. I clicked Vicky Lashenko. I should have done Mompreneur Show, but whatever. And it's possible. So email YouTube if that's the issue that you're having, and don't create another YouTube channel. Like, stay where you are. So what? Everybody grows as they go in business. So
So Vicky's kind of like what I predict with live streaming, that all these successful YouTube stars, content producers, creators are going to be transitioning over to live streaming. The tutorials are so popular, but I do see in the future this transitioning over to live streaming, and that's what I hope happens.
Yes.
Because I
And
think it's
actually,
cool.
Oh,
next
absolutely.
week
Take my
we're
word for
having,
it.
Daryl Eves, who has
Yeah.
380,000 YouTube subscribers, and he built it all with tutorials, and now he's just getting into live streaming, where he's using a couple of our cameras. And
Super
that'll
excited
be next Friday.
for that.
Amazing.
Again, Vicky, thank you so much for joining
Thank you
us.
so much for joining, Vicky.
Thank you so much, you guys, for having me. This was so much fun.
Yes, and thank you everybody for watching.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.
See you soon.
And that's all, folks. We appreciate your participation in the chat room and can't wait to host our next informative Q&A session. Your questions drive the conversation forward for live streaming professionals around the world. Until next time, happy streaming!
Didn't have a picture.
You still with
You guys,
us, Vicky?
thank you so much. Yes, thank you. This was so fun.
Yeah.
I learned so much.
Thank you so much for joining us. It was a great talk. Corey said, "Good stuff, Vicky. I changed my YouTube name and have struggled to get a following." Hopefully he got some good inspo from you on that.
I hope so too,
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
had no idea. You had a lot of good advice there.
You did have a lot of good tips.
Oh,
I learned some stuff
thanks.
too. So it's a great opportunity to share, to bounce ideas off one another. We're always looking for new
Absolutely.
ideas, tips, ways to get stuff done.
Thanks so much, you guys. And I mean, if you're ever interested in the workflow,